April.
Oh, you did it in big print and double space.
Yeah. hmm Oh, the red light is on, which means we are live on this Tuesday, right? Let me get to the page and I'm going to share it. Um,
Oh,
thank you, good folks.
yeah, I see that now. I see what at least I see what the topic may be about. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All
Mm.
right, let's go. Oh, we are live on this Tuesday nights. Welcome to Tanky Tea of Life. What is going on?
What's you in my closet again?
What?
It's either Victor or me color coordinating, or you and me.
We all coordinating tonight. Mm-hmm.
That's what happened when you link up here, right? And here.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Welcome to Tangy Tea of Life, everybody. I am your host, Veronica, back with you. Co-host Victor, damn it, boy, White is with us. And buffeting all the way from WBLS radio station, New York.
Mm-hmm.
And we are so glad to be back with you, good folks, on this Tuesday nights. Hello, Miss Rainey. Hey, Keisha. Hi, everyone out there. Hey, Thomas. What's going on? I hope everyone is feeling good on this Tuesday. So what's up with you two red flags?
Well, I want to thank the two ladies that came, that was in the stream that came over and gave me a nice birthday gift. So I appreciate that. Thank you. And Victor, thank you for the birthday brunch the other day, my brother.
Wait a second.
Hi.
Two women?
Yeah, two. Nah, I just jiving. Yeah,
No
I want to start
way.
some. Yes, I am. I'm jiving. Ain't nobody been by. I had no company.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I wouldn't put nobody out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they
You ain't
want to
called
be
no
unless
names.
they want to be known, but nobody did that. I just started some crap. But the birthday is Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. So I got a family dinner. So Saturday and Friday's open, even though I got to work Sunday morning. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. We're waiting for the details, honey.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll find out details Tuesday. I'll be in Orlando the next time we do Tangy Tea. Oh, no, I won't be. The week after, I'll be in Orlando.
Okay.
Victor, what you been up to? Damn it,
Yeah.
boy.
Victor.
I ain't been up to nothing, man. I just went to the dentist today, and that was about it.
Let me see those pearly whites.
It's just,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, it's oddly satisfying. I mean, it is just. I always fall asleep, but shots out to my hygienist. But yeah, it's just oddly satisfying.
Oh, you love to get your teeth straight? Straight?
I must be weird like that. It's like when she takes that thing and she goes along the gum lines.
Yeah. Oh.
Pleasure plane. It's the pleasure plane principle.
That's something to you, huh?
Yeah, to make his feet twiggle his toes.
It's just a tingling feeling, man. It feels excellent. So I go every 3 months.
You gotta wiggle them toes, Lord.
Okay. Hmm. Well, welcome everyone. Hey, Sly. Hey, Tyrone. Hey, Jacqueline. So glad you guys are joining us this evening. Hey, Karen. So, don't know if you guys saw the post, but we do have a very, very lengthy letter tonight. This is one of the longest email letters that I've ever received here on the show. But I would like to say thank you to the young lady who wrote the email letter. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And to everyone that takes time out and write their email letters into the show. We appreciate each and every one of you.
So can I go fry a piece of fish while you start reading?
How you gonna hear it, bro?
I'll put it on speaker. Nah, I'm not going nowhere.
No. But I need for you guys to take really good notes tonight. All right. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep all of this in your head. It's like I said, it's very lengthy.
Can I grab a piece of paper right quick?
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing, right? Here we go.
Here we go.
Put my
Yes, 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 yes. And we had a show before about stepkids and things like that. But and still to this day, and that was 2019. And still to this day, we get comments on that show. That is when Tawan and I had the show on stepchildren. I'm telling you, and you know, these is 2023. A lot of people, you know, have stepchildren in their lives, you know, because a lot of people have kids, you know. Very seldom you find single people without kids. I mean, there are some out there. But anywho, we're going to get into this letter because, like I said, it's very lengthy. It's going to take me a good 20 minutes to read this. Okay. Follow along. I am going to be reading pretty fast. So, you know, if someone come late, I'm definitely not going to be able to read this letter.
It won't be me. I'll make sure I come early.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, Patricia. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, here we go. I had to prepare myself for this. All right, so it says, Hi.
Hi.
Are you guys still taking emails for discussion ideas? I could use some advice on a very complex topic surrounding my relationship and people interfering. My fiance doesn't set healthy boundaries and disrespect has gotten out of hand. We have been together for 16 years and we have broken up a few times and gotten back together. We have lived together most of the time, but currently residing in different homes close by. We have 3 children together, ages 12, 7, and 2. We had our first child September 2010, and he got custody of his oldest on 12/2020. We went from no kids to 2 kids all of a sudden. I raised his daughter for 7 years, from 2010 to 2017, ages 4. She was 4 and until she was 11. But her godmother and his mom and sister have all caused problems and show extremely jealousy to the point that the stepdaughter became disrespectful and is now trying to covertly hook dad up with other women, knowing that we are together. She's 17 now. The godmother has disregarded me for years, calling and texting my fiance's phone, asking how he and the kids are doing as if I'm not in the home, texting him about how he needs to raise her. She raised her up to age 4 along with her. I don't know what that means. But anyway, texting him about how he needs to raise her and just trying to run our household. Texting him late at night, memes, and just behaviors. Kissy faces at the end of the text messages. He would never admit this. She and I got into it. We all had a discussion and the behaviors continue. I was told that she asked him to donate sperm so she could have a baby. He denies this. His mom and sister has done similar things trying to run our household from afar. They didn't live in the same state as us, and when they would come visit, my role as her mother practically disappeared because I would be acknowledged or dismissed, and my stepdaughter wouldn't listen to me anymore. So I would have my kids and they would take her. So I would have my kids and they would take her, the stepdaughter. They would cause division and blatantly treat my kids differently because they disliked me. They would call her on my daughter's birthday and send her gifts and send my kids nothing or something cheap. Fast forward, stepdaughter went to live with her biological mother from age 11 to 14 for 4 years. Then she moved back with dad mid 2021. Since she's back, she has carried on this disrespect. She's been caught in lies, playing on my phone a couple of times when she was living with her mom, and she has kept a false narrative going about how my kids are treated better and how I wasn't nice to her. It gains sympathy. This is the cruise. This is the cause of the situation. I've been lied on for many years. That caused okay, this point I did. Okay, this I didn't get. Okay, that couple with jealousy women look for a reason to dislike me was a perfect storm. Okay. I understand many women can be catty, jealous, and mean to stepchildren, but hear me when I say this. Me and my kids are the victims in this situation. I treated her very well. My family embraced her. When me and her dad would be in bad terms, she would be at my family's house for several days visiting. I literally took the mother role immediately when he got custody of her. I was ready and happy to help. I wanted her with us. I was a stepchild and I understand the position. I always wanted her to feel welcome and loved, and I tell her she was pretty and get her involved in school activities. But here is the problem: too much interference in women teaching her against me. She started lying on me and playing victim to get what she wanted. I saw this manipulation early on. It didn't just stop with me, it was aimed at any authority figure that held her accountable for the many bad behaviors she was displaying. She had been taught to pin adults against each other and lie. She was exposed to sexual environments at an early age because her godmother would have her at drag parties. I tried my best to correct the behaviors, but it was a serious struggle. She lied and said a daycare provider was hitting her. She would lie and say I wasn't buying her Christmas gift. She would put water in her eyes and scream and fake cry like someone had hurt her. I was the only one who could see through her tactics, and she began to dislike me because she realized everyone except for me was falling for it. Had to open her dad's eyes to many things she was doing, and she didn't like it because she enjoyed manipulating him. He would fall for almost everything she told him. She would almost cause fights between neighbors. She caused fights between us and would laugh about it. By the way, last year I told her she is one of the reasons her grandma and aunt dislike me. I told her she's been lying on me for years, and she just cracked a smirk. So now that her father and I are no longer under the same roof, she is getting even by doing any and everything to still interfere with our relationship. I remember when she was about 10, she was about age 10, her teacher called to tell me how she came to school bragging about how me and her father was going to break up and how they were going to move out and how they were going to move out. He thought she was being extremely inappropriate and the teacher thought she was being extremely inappropriate and wanted us to know. She has always shown a great deal of giddiness whenever me and her dad are at odds. She would mention how her godmom would be on the phone saying, yes, girl, she pregnant again. I was surprised that I was on her mind like that because I was not interested in gossiping about her at all, but clearly she was. She created an alliance with his mom and me, and my kids were picked at. Even today, she spies in my social media. I blocked her. His daughter has a very unhealthy idea of what her relationship with her dad should be. His daughter has a very unhealthy idea of what her relationship with her dad should be. She tries to compete and pull him away from me and her sisters, but we don't do this to her. At a young age, I had to correct her from opening her legs to her father. It's an unhealthy emotion to her. Anytime he spends with us equals him choosing us over her. But she's excluding herself because she refuses to come around because she wants to run things. And she knows she cannot do that when I'm around. When I'm not around, she talks to my kids and her dad like she's the woman of the house. I've never told her she can't come over or come to events with us. On the contrary, I always ask him if she's coming, but he says she doesn't want to come if I'm around. I've always encouraged him to be there for her, and my kids are not the jealous type. We focus on school, work, and play, but she's mean spirited towards my kids. She doesn't want anyone to give them compliments. She doesn't want to take pictures with them. She lied saying she would leave because she thought I didn't want her around them. But the truth is, she uses me as a scapegoat because she doesn't want to be honest, and she hates her sisters and don't want to be around them. She has said that if she has said that it's not fair my kids have known dad since birth, but she only knew him since she was 4. Her mom told her another man was her dad. So whenever he comes over to spend time with them, she creates reasons to need him so he can come back home. If he brings them, if he brings them to their apartment, she leaves because she doesn't want to be around them. She refuses to wash the dishes if they ate off the plates. So her godmother mailed her plasticware so she had her own dishes. When my daughter's hand got slammed in the door, she just stared at her evil and didn't help her. I had to run across a yard to open the door. I could write a book. Me and my fiance have been discussing marriage. We have had ups and downs, but we always get back together. Our relationship has not been perfect, but it's really hard to move forward when he's not setting boundaries with his mom, his sister, his daughter, and his godmother and her godmother. He argues with them so much to where he argues with them so much to where if he and I have a small spat, he literally flies off his rockers and say things like, I'm not about to do this. It's always something with y'all. You, my daughter, my mom. He groups us up. I told him the only woman he should ever be having those kinds of discussion with is me. I told him that his mom has been trying to run his relationship and tell him how to raise his daughter since the beginning, and he needs to tell her to take a back seat. She feels entitled because she paid thousands to get custody of her, for him to get custody of the daughter, but he won't do it. I told him the same about the godmother, but she still sends him disrespectful texts telling him to put his daughter on birth control and take her to the doctor. He's tired of getting it from so many angles, but he just sits and deals with it to the point to where he makes me want to take the phone, but I know it has to come from him. He smokes weed to deal, but that just makes him like a zombie, and he just ignores everyone. So my needs are not being met. His daughter keeps trying to get him to go have drinks or go have dinner at her friend's home with their single moms. She plays like, I'm almost there. She plays like it's
I heard
innocent.
that before.
I can't stand you. Anywho, she plays like it's innocent, and he defends her, saying she just wants me to meet her boyfriend's family. I told him that meeting the parent is one thing, but relaying messages to go have drinks or go have dinner at their homes is another. I know his daughter. She's bad mouthing me to her boyfriend's mom, and she's instigating, like, excuse me, like always, and trying to hook them up. It's not innocent. I don't know why he ignores how this is. I don't know why he ignores how this has been her track record since she was very young. This is not new behavior. One of the most recent events was when she needed her hair done for school. He called and asked for my help. I got her scheduled with a girl I had just met, and she had done a good job on my hair. He took her and I picked her up. Not too long ago, not too long after, I scheduled to get my daughter's hair done. And on the day of the appointment, someone sent a message to the hairdresser saying they were my husband and I had passed away. This hairdresser was immediately done with me and thought I had played a game on her. She canceled my kid's hair appointment and asked me not to contact her again. She wouldn't tell me what else was said in the text messages. I know his daughter was behind this. Her godmom probably did it for her. When he questioned her about it, she called her grandma, his mom, crying about how we are attacking her. So the grandma called him saying I set his daughter up. I couldn't believe it. They put so much pressure on him to side with her to the point to where he and I broke up because he started questioning me about why I only suspect his daughter and no one else. It was clear cut. She was simply the only person I referred to her. Period. I had just met the girl. I didn't have anyone else. I didn't give anyone else her number. Not only that, his daughter has admitted twice that she had played on my phone in the past. When he told his daughter she had done this, they said she needs counseling. I'm not against counseling, but I am against dismissing bad behavior. And that's what they do when it's against me. P.S. The hair situation was really messed up because picture day was the following day for all of them because they are in the same district. I believe she wanted to sabotage her sister's hair because she hates when they look nice. All right. My kids want us together. They are happy when we are all together. He and I get along, but whenever they are involved, we end up extremely on bad terms. My best friend said he doesn't know boundaries with women and he is refusing to put me first, so I should walk away. When I walk away, co-parenting is very hard because he turns petty and distant and he wants us together. He just wants me to deal with these things because he thinks they are minor. Um, Infidelity has never been an issue for us, but boundaries and disrespect has been. He is far from perfect, but we have come too far to just allow jealous women to prevent us from being a family. Yes, he has a lot of growing up to do, and he has not led a family the way he should. He has straddled the fence, but I don't feel that our relationship issues should be at the forefront of his mom and his daughter and her godmom's conversation. Our issues are our issues, but then interfering is a whole different ballgame. Let us manage our own problems. But they try to make a mockery and encourage his daughter to disrespect us, and they want her to be the woman in his life. It's really gross how they act. They are using her to get at me because they dislike me. They dislike that when he got I lost my place. But they interfere with the whole ball game in a minute. It really gross how they act. They are using her to get at me because they dislike me. They dislike that when he got with me, they saw that he had our own. We had our own, and we had a nice place, and I came from a good family. He told me that his mother and sister was used to him being a screw up in and out of juvenile detention, always needing money, being irresponsible, dropping out, weed rehab, etc., etc. When they attempted to treat me like I was beneath them, they got pushed back. I'm a very responsible adult. I graduated college just like his sister. My grandfather was a pastor, just like his sister. They wanted to know how I was affording my four-bedroom house, so they signified about Section 8, but I didn't have Section 8. I remember his sister said, how are you going to get around when y'all come visit? Because my car is in Maryland. She assumed we couldn't afford a rental. I also remember his sister basically saying the kids have good hair because they had her brother's hair. There's just been a lot of slights and passive aggressive rudeness from his camp. They simply did not expect their brother slash son to get with a nice looking woman who held her own. And that is one of the driving forces behind the reason why they defend his daughter when she disrespects me. They like for her to do it. Simply put, it's sad because my family treats him very well. They love him. I wish someone. Uh, wait. It's sad because my family treats him very well. They love him. I wish someone would give him some guidance on how to handle these situations, like with big brother or cousin, but he doesn't have too many options. And he's lost and is reacting wrong towards me. He's on the verge of losing his family permanently. I know they would rejoice in delight. Any advice you have would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Thank you for reading. P.S. There's so much more I didn't type. Just know I'm a person who acts with integrity and I'm good hearted. These women are jealous and taking their anger out on me and my kids.
Well, that's the show. We come back next week and give our answer because that's it. I'll see y'all later.
Woo, baby.
I hate to go get me a Heineken, but I might have to go get me a Heineken. This water ain't good enough to deal with this. I'm ready to go. I got some Ciroc too. Shit, Jesus. I got Henny too. This.
Like I said, this was the longest email letter, but once again,
since you read it first and read it again, I think you should go first. What do you mean? Yeah, you the female.
Well, okay, I'll go first. Wait.
I go get my Heineken.
Drink of water.
Yeah, everybody said your mouth dry.
Since y'all drinking.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
Listen. Oh, you gonna go first, Victor?
Well, if you drink your water, I will.
I do want. Okay, well, go ahead.
Let her drink. Yeah, she deserves a drink after reading all that.
I was just going to say, and I'm gonna just say this a little bit, and then I'll let you go, Victor. She said a mouthful when I read this one sentence, and I think I underlined it. Let me find it through all these pages. And I know where their child is coming from. And we definitely can beat this stepdaughter up, but I'm gonna say this. So she has said that it's not fair. My kids have known dad since birth, but she only knew him since she was 4. The girl is she's bitter. And yeah, she probably is a little jealous because she was 4. That's still young though. That's still a lot of time to be with your dad. But maybe she is jealous that the kids were there longer than the other kids. But you know what, Victor? I'm gonna let y'all go ahead while I continue to catch my breath after this 8-page letter, and then I'll jump in.
So my personal opinion, the problem is the lady that wrote the letter. She's a manipulator. She's saying she's already not included this girl in her family. She doesn't. They buy her kids something cheap. Those still her brothers and sister, I think. This lady wants to play the victim. She's not saying this girl don't like you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I honestly don't think it's because you with her dad or anybody's putting something in her head. I just think you fucked up. Because I'm not trying to come down on her, but this whole letter, all she was doing was pointing fingers at a child. Like, I get it. You're writing from your perspective. And this girl's gonna write something completely probably different. But at the end of the day, you still the adult. And you got to understand that if this girl don't like you, just let her be. You don't have to like her. You don't have to deal with her. Yes, she in your house, but you keep saying that's his daughter. So if that's his daughter, act accordingly. And I'm out.
All right. So, um, there's, I think my advice is going to sound as confusion as this letter. So, I hear what Victor's saying, and it's my advice is not coming on the tail end of Victor, but I don't give a damn if it's an adult. See, I can't. I'm not gonna let no child come in my house and be disrespectful, and I have to be the adult, and I gotta operate as an adult. Bullshit. I'm sorry, I had to say that. No, because she's the adult. What bothered me, it's so a lot that bothered me in this letter, but it's so much in this letter. But I do what Victor says about her playing the victim, and I was waiting for her to say that the 3 kids that she has with him, the ages are 12, 7, and 2. And I'm looking at the 12-year-old that if somebody is coming at my mother, I'm going to be defensive. She played like my kids don't do nothing. And I'm not saying your kids are the aggressor, but my kid would speak up. I would put that in there. Yo, my oldest is not tolerating this or starting to show. You know what I'm saying? It seems like Victor said, always the victim to makes me say is there red flags. That I can't get past that one, Victor. I can't get past that. But I also said, what if this woman is telling the truth? Then we're beating up on her, even though it sounds like she's playing the victim. She could be getting all this. And then this at the end that got me when she talked about Section 8, she talked about it's class in place. Right there, I said, okay, I got a college degree. I see where this is at. And me and my cousin, one of my cousins, were talking, and we were talking about the family member dealing with another family. And that family, how they operate was I use the word ghetto because we know what that is. They ghetto. So if this family is ghetto and you trying to and your man whatever cannot stand up to them, then he's a weak man. I don't care if he's the father of your children. He's a weak man. And if he can't stand up to them, but he gets on you, then he's standing up to somebody. Why does he get on you, but don't stand up to them? Why does you understand? You are such a rock. You are such that high college level person. Why does he get on you but don't stand up to them? Not saying that he doesn't stand up to them, but the question is, why do you? I know you don't want to throw your family away, but you said y'all done broke up 3 damn times. How long do you want to go through this roller coaster ride in this relationship, sis? How long do you want to deal with this relationship on a roller coaster ride? They coming at you, the daughter coming at you, he not there, y'all not living together right now. It comes to a point where you got to say enough is enough. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of it. You got to take control. If he ain't going to take control and you can't make him take control out of all this time and he won't stand up against them, then your ass needs to stand up against him and make a decision. Veronica, that's it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the one that's gonna come on tonight and beat up on this lady that wrote the letter, because let's be honest, there are some evil kids out there.
Mm-hmm. The
There's
demon
some
seed. I wrote demon seed down. Yes,
there,
you're
there
right.
there are some evil kids out there. There are a lot of kids out there that don't want to see their parent give more attention to someone else who's not their biological parent. And speaking of stepkids, there are stepkids out there that don't want to see their dad, don't want to see their mom give who they're with more attention than them. So I'm definitely not going to say that this lady is lying. I don't know if she's telling the truth, but I'm definitely not going to say that she's lying, because I've heard stories like this. As I said, we had a show on step kids back in 2019, and the comments still come through till this day. There are so many people going through this exact same thing with their stepchildren. So everybody can't be lying. And like I said, kids are mean. Kids are evil. Some kids would do anything in their power when they see that their mom or dad are happy with someone else, and especially if they have their biological mother. I'm going to say mother because, most women are petty when it comes to this. Not saying that you men, aren't, but women can be real petty when another woman comes involved in their ex's life. And a lot of women will get in their children's ear and say, "Hey, I don't want you talking to her. I don't want you being around her. Yeah, you be disrespectful." Just in the kids' ear, telling them mean things to do, and they say it so much, and that child is going to listen to their biological mother and do these mean things to the person who their father is with. That is a fact. I've seen that multiple times. So I definitely know what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say that this lady is lying in this letter. There's a lot of details in here. A lot of details that, why would someone make this up? The hairdresser situation. That's crazy. Um, this young girl is what, 17 now?
17.
17 years old, teenager. Um, Female. You got all females in the house. She said she have three children. They have three children together, 12, 7, and 2. So I'm thinking that the other kids, they're all females. Um, it's just a lot. And I said a mouthful because there are kids out there that don't want to see their parent happy, especially when they feel like they're being mistreated. They feel like they're not getting the attention that they need. They will do anything in their power to cause confusion in the house. Yeah, she may not be saying, things that, she's doing wrong. If she's doing anything wrong, she could be that good stepmom. She said she had the girl, she helped raise the girl since she was 4 years old. The girl is 17 now. That's her daughter. She still used the step, but that she practically raised this girl, because he didn't raise her till she was 14, till she was 4 herself. She came to them when she was 4 years old. So they both have the same amount of time raising this teenage daughter together. So I just feel like, me personally, I feel like it's the mom, the godmother, maybe even the mother, because she put the mother in here as well. They're in that girl ear, and she's making it very difficult for the stepmom.
Why didn't, again, she didn't say out of the 8 pages why why the girl came from the mother at 4? What was the problem for the mother to give up that child at 4? Then the godmother
Well, I don't
sending.
think she gave him up. I didn't mean to cut you off. She said he got custody of, well, she said the oldest in December 2020.
So he got custody. So that means he got
But not of
custody. It
her.
means the mother was, for him to get custody, she wasn't doing something right, or he was in a better situation to take her. And then the godmother, who has no, most likely, I don't know. She says godmother. She ain't say aunt, who's the godmother. So the godmother doesn't have any relationship there. And then sending him messages. This is a bunch of crap. This is a bunch of, it's a lot of confusion in here. So we taking sides because we only hearing one side. This is a family that need counseling. Somebody put that in the letter. They need counseling if they want to make it, because something is just not right here. And I think that everybody is a culprit to the problem. Everybody is a culprit to the problem.
The only person that's the problem is the motherfucker that wrote the letter.
I don't think so.
Because there is no way my child can dictate and manipulate and do everything that this lady said.
You will be amazed.
I will say this. I have children. We all have kids. All right. I've dealt with people that have kids. All right. My thing is, my oldest girl, she's quiet. She's not going to open up to you. It's just not going to happen. And when if I see somebody trying to force themselves on her, I'm going to say, and I have said, you need to just chill out. Just chill out for a second. Now, this happened a long, long time ago, but some people want to be part of a child's life so much that that child may not want you to be part of their life.
She had no
So
choice.
just play your position. You say what?
She had no choice. She was 4 years old when she moved with them.
You're saying she has a choice. That 4-year-old, if I don't want you in my life at 4, it don't matter. You can't force nobody on nobody.
But you ain't gonna come in my house and dictate nothing, Victor.
No.
What are you talking about?
Who you? Oh,
What you mean? You are 5 years. You ain't gonna come in. You can't come in my house at 4, 8, and 10 and run my house.
Who's running something?
I'm just saying you can't be disrespectful. Think you gonna be coming in my house? That's where the father comes in. Like, you just gave her the child.
You're making up a scenario. What I said was, if a 4-year-old doesn't want you in their life, just back up.
But I'm dealing with the letter. I'm not. Why would I back? I'm dealing with the letter. And you gave an example of your child, but your child may not do that. And I'm not going to say who the person is, but I've known a child at a certain age was so manipulated, had the whole family fooled. The whole family fooled. Nice, and doing shit behind the back to the point that we were shocked. So at the end of the day, you're right, Victor. You can't force yourself on a child, but a child ain't gonna come in my house. And then when you help raise this child at 8, 9, 10, 11 and be disrespectful, talk to me this way, trying to do this to my dad at 17, no, that's not, no. That's why I said I can't. I'm not saying the woman is not to blame, but I'm not gonna sit here and say the kid ain't to blame neither. We don't know.
Well, we going by the letter.
Please put Patricia comment up there, please. The last one that she posted. And that's my whole case right there. The part of she raised the daughter since she was 4, why she keeps referring to her as the stepdaughter. The daughter probably didn't feel accepted because she's being referred to as the stepdaughter.
A lot of people refer to their stepkids as
and I went through that.
Making excuses. We won't make.
I went through that.
It's no excuses. But some parents do say that all the way up until
but she raised it. But she raised it.
I went through that. So
that's a choice.
That's a choice. I went through that with my first wife, who had a child when we met, and that child called me stepdaddy. My former wife's father, my former father-in-law, said he didn't think that was appropriate. So we sat down and we talked, and then the father, I didn't sit down with the father because me and him had this going back and forth. But that because she calls a stepdaughter, she's using that as a title at the end of the day. So some of us, because of the relationship, she don't even feel comfortable calling her daughter because they don't even have that relationship. So by her calling a stepdaughter, you're saying maybe the daughter didn't feel accepted. We got to hear that from the daughter. I don't know that. That could be right, Patricia. You could be right, but you also could be wrong.
So I'm going to tell you this. If I don't rock with you like that and you've been doing all this, hey Vic, so-and-so need a haircut. Well, somebody need to find his ass way to get there because I ain't taking him. The daughter set the boundary. Stop crossing the line. That's the issue. You love this man. Deal with him and your kids.
Oh, I'm dealing with her too. She in my house. I'm dealing with her too. She's in my house.
Not in the house because they don't even live together no more. She ain't there.
But she was there. But she was there when there was some problems.
What? You want to play, ma'am? If you want to play this game, when I'm down here fixing the plate, everybody got a plate. Yo, you need to go over there and get your shit. There's 2 ways to skin a cat. If she want to be manipulating, so she say, me too. I'm gonna show you who the boss without. I ain't got to go through all the harsh words and all that. I do it with actions. Everybody clothes get washed but you.
So Victor, let me ask you a question real quick. Because you talk about your moms. I'm only bringing your moms in there because you talk about your moms. You give her that respect, and your moms is not one to play with. You think how would your moms handle this child?
Bruh, I can't accurately say that. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think your mother would allow a child to run her house? If do you understand?
You see them grandkids.
That's different.
That's different. Grands get
But
chance
what
to
I'm
do that with it.
like, I can't accurately answer that question. Like what my you would have to.
So how can
I
you
give her
accurately answer this question then? So that's why you can't accurately answer this one. We give it our
I can't
opinion.
accurately. I mean, the correct answer would be no. My mother wouldn't let a child run the house. But I've seen my mother and I've seen parents treat other kids better than they treat their own.
I've seen
I've
that
seen
too.
that.
I've seen that too.
So I just feel like this lady, not once, this 17-year-old sounds like the damn a demon child.
Demon
But
seed.
Some of them are.
all I see is, but a lot of them is not. But all I see is this girl just wants to be loved by her father, and that's it. If everything what she's saying, she don't want you in her life.
You can be
It's
loved by
okay.
your father, but you don't have to disrespect the stepmom. You can love your
So
father all you want, but be respectful to me as well. Don't act like I'm not in your dad's life.
yes,
I
that's the
raised you.
problem. That's the problem. Stop putting yourself in positions that you could be disrespected. So the thing is if I walk in the house and I speak and I go to my room, don't come up there bothering me. Cause, but see, that's just it. You picking. That's what I'm saying. Just
Who's saying that she's
because a
great? You
child,
better speak to
you
me.
said
You
what?
walk in the house.
You say what?
You better speak. You walking in the house. I'm gonna tell
Okay,
you.
if she do, if she don't, it is what it is. You want a level of respect, but the same thing with respect is earned. I don't give a damn if it's a child or not. Everybody, you can't just get respect because of who you are. You got to earn that. And if somebody don't want to respect you, don't deal with them. Set an ultimatum, set boundaries. Hey, your daughter can't stay here, and then see what happens. Because that's probably why he left.
So Victor, stop right there. You said it. Set boundaries. She's been asking the husband to do that, who's the father, and she said he won't set boundaries.
Yeah, he did. He moved.
No. You going, yeah, and they broke up 3 times. I got that. So that's why I said if he moved, they broke up 3 times. Maybe it's time for this relationship to just go ahead and be what it is.
Done. It's done. Like I don't. When it come to girls and the outside woman, that shit you got to tread real carefully. Just like when it comes to boys and a guy coming in, it's like I ain't trying to really. To be honest with you, I really ain't trying to be your friend. Really, it is what it is. But if we bond, we bond. But I'm not gonna sit here and try to force myself on nobody. I'm gonna speak, hey man, what's going on? And if I feel like it's some shit going on, guess what? Mom Dukes, I'm out.
I don't think she's been. How can you?
You saying you don't think? You saying you don't think? But this lady has sat here through
4
this
years old.
entire letter and been the victim. But at the end of the letter, I ain't on no Section 8. I got college degrees. You know what, ma'am? You and your mustache. That's why I left. Because I know she got one.
But
it's not that she's playing the victim. She's just spitting out. I don't think somebody's going to write a whole 20-page letter just making up crap. Like, that doesn't even sound. I'm not saying all of it is.
You never read Aesop's Fables? They got a whole book with fairy tales in it.
Marvel,
they got a 3-hour movie about the
but Veronica and Victor at the end, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna just go there. When she said at the end about what you just said, Section 8, the college degree, I wrote down on my paper, class and place, meaning that certain people look at people in a certain place. And that's why I use the word ghetto, because she's looking at herself in a certain place. My kids don't do this. My kids don't do that. The godmother do that. The mother do that. The this, that, and the daughter do that. It's a class thing. It's something that they live their life in a chaotic way. That's the way she's saying it. And I don't live my life in a chaotic way. Not to say that I'm just using how she's just did this. So there is, and I'm not saying that can't be true, but you picked this, young lady. You picked this, and you decided to deal with that. If they're ghetto and you not ghetto, you trying to make something that is not. And if you can't do that, time to move on, baby. I'm sorry, kids or no kids. Because you're not changing them. You're not changing the daughter who's 17, almost grown. You're not changing the husband. Y'all done broke up 3 damn times. And the godmother and the mother don't give a damn about you. So how your children's father deal with them at this many years, if he ain't deal with them the way you choose for him to deal, or the way you think he should, and he ain't changed now, he ain't gonna change. So it's time. You control your destiny, girl, because you ain't changing that equation over there.
No.
Okay, so I had something. I mean, she wrote something else. I can add this in right quick. Um, adding a piece. Fiance told daughter that he won't be communicating with her godmother anymore and told her to stop relaying messages from her. Daughter agreed. He also texted godmom and told her she can text daughter and stop texting him. About 2 days later, daughter gave his number to a woman without his permission who called flirting, inviting my fiance over for dinner and his daughter because she's friends with her son. It is obvious that his daughter is trying her hardest to hook him up with other women. He told this woman no thank you, and he already advised his daughter she couldn't come over. This woman got an attitude. 2 days later, someone removed the oil plug off my car between 1 a.m. and 7 a.m., and now my engine is blown. I can't blame
Damn,
her.
she a mechanic now too?
I can't
Come
blame
on,
her.
man.
I can't
You
blame
are.
her, but I'm extremely suspicious as I live in a very quiet neighborhood. Fiance told me this woman's daughter picked her up, his daughter, once, and they are not good people, very ratchet. He is going to stop her
Told
from
you.
hanging with them. My
Right.
kids now are out of a car now. No proof, but I'm highly suspicious.
So that's what I said. So you know what? She said that, and that's why I used the word ghetto. She used ratchet. Same thing, ratchet. So I'm gonna go with the woman for a degree. I don't think she's 100% honest on this, but I do feel that some of those folks are dealing with some ratchet ass people. And I think the woman that wrote the letter has some issues too. And I'm not gonna sit there and say she doesn't, but I think she's dealing with some ratchet people. And you not what? Listen, if you go wallow in the mud, you gonna get dirty, girl. And I've had to learn that the hard way. I had people tell me that long time ago. And it's not that I'm better than other people. It's just that some people outlook on life and how they live their life is different the way you live your life. And you can't change people if they're not willing to change, sister. So if they're not willing to change, now it seems like the man did take the right steps. He did take the right steps there. So it seems like there is some manipulative behavior between this daughter here. I got that, and I get that. But the question is, y'all are still separated, not living under the same roof. Where are y'all going?
Um, I mean, I don't know. They've been together how long?
I
We've
don't
been
know.
Too
together for
long.
That was you read that yesterday. I don't know. That was the beginning of the letter yesterday.
16 years. They've been together 16 years.
That was yesterday. I don't know. Shit.
Girl, she think either this. I'm not joking. I mean, she wrote the letter. She had to write the letter in detail for us. See, I love when people write letters and give us details so we won't have to be guessing. That she wrote everything down that we needed to know. So I'm not mad at this lady.
I'm
I
not mad
mean, and
either. I'm not mad either.
this is what the tea is about. We are here to to help the folks that are try to help the ones that write in. So I appreciate anyone that take the time and write a detailed letter as she did. But I don't know. It's just something about girls in their daddies. They're very tight. They're very close. Most girls are very close around their father, and they do have their dads wrapped around their finger. So even when this lady was coming to him and telling him, things that been going on, the dad still was pushing it off as if his daughter would not do these types of things. And going back to other letters, other from the previous show of people that was making comments and stuff, they basically saying the same thing. The husband or the boyfriend, the dad don't believe that their child would do this. And
I'm gonna say
I just
this,
thought,
and I'm gonna say this. We all have children here. We all have children. Mine out of all of our children, mine are grown. Are the oldest, and out of all our children. Um, One of the things that after my first marriage and I had to deal with a stepchild, I told women that had children, not that y'all didn't have beautiful children and that y'all could be beautiful, but I didn't want that situation. And I made that choice. I wanted to have my own seed. I wanted to have my own children. I didn't want to worry about how I talked to my children. If I said something to someone and I didn't see their stepchild and he or she took it and was insensitive or sensitive with it, I didn't want to go through that. And I made that choice that when I got in a relationship moving forward to building a family, I wanted to build a family with my seed. And that to me, I made that decision. Sometimes you can't help that. And I got that. But I saw the problems I went through and I didn't want to deal with those problems. It's not easy dealing with stepchildren. Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes stepchildren need that other person to come into life that's a beautiful person and help. And some children grow up to honor their stepchildren and their step parents, and they love them. And or adopted parents. That's beautiful. But I didn't want that because of circumstance like this. I also didn't want to deal with somebody that was ratchet. There's some beautiful, good-looking women with bodies, this, that, and other, but their asses are ratchet. Men are ratchet. So if you got to know what you're picking, that's why I keep saying we get together, have sex, get people pregnant, and don't know them, and then come to find out that their personality sucks. And we get in these circumstances, and then this is the crap you got. Now you got 3 kids and a stepchild or 2 stepchildren, and it's a mess.
yep.
You got to take some responsibility and accountability for yourself.
And the thing is that this is 2023, and you were fortunate enough to that to happen, and y'all stay together for forever and a day, and you don't have any outside kids. But so speaking on this, my kid's mother, she had 2 before we got together. You know what I'm saying? We was together for 10 years. So there was a dynamic of us getting used to each other. When we first got together, they didn't take to me, and I didn't press myself on them. You know what I'm saying? I did my thing, they did their thing. And as time progressed, we kind of did this. It was like an accordion. I never pressed myself on no child because I can't have beef with no child. It's to me, that's just stupid. But I will say this about my daughters. My daughters act completely different with their mother than they do with me. My Tina can call me right now and say something that Adriana did, and you want me to correct her at your house. That's fucking crazy. That's your crib. My daughter doesn't act like that here. She sits in her room, she does a thing. I ask her to do something, she do it. Now, if you got that problem at your house, then that's some shit you got to deal with. So, lady, if you got a problem with his daughter, then leave his daughter alone and let him deal with it. Because the way I look at it, you saying she been constantly trying to break y'all up. Well, guess what? You allowed that to happen. So if y'all ain't even living in the same house, why you care who she trying to hook her daddy up with?
Because they're still together.
No, they're not. She's saying that they ain't together.
They're not living together, but they still.
How in the hell I move? We in a relationship, but I move out. What kind? That ain't no relationship. And that's the thing.
You never heard that?
You said what?
You never heard of someone moving out, but they still together?
No.
I did.
Not we committed. Nah, because I moved out to get away from your ass so I could slang dangalang all over the city.
How you know I didn't kick you out? But go ahead.
Okay, and if you did me and my child a favor. But that's the thing. She is living in this world that you are the victim. And my man's bounced on you. Ma'am, take the signs. He ain't choosing his daughter over you. And he moved out. He could have easily sent the daughter over there with her godmama.
He got kids from her too now. They got 3 kids together, mind you. They have 3 kids together.
And he left his family.
They
He
broke up
left his
three
3 kids and
times.
her. Huh?
3 times. They broke up three
I don't,
times.
I
They
don't know.
broke up 3 times.
Three
He
times.
left his other kids to go be over here. Bam. Cut it out, man. She living in a world that the rest of us ain't living in. Well,
Even
let me
if
back up. She living in a world that I don't live in.
right, even if she don't, even if she's right 100%, why do you want this craziness going on in your life? That's all I'm saying, sis. If it's gotten to this point, 3 times you broke it up, things have not gotten better. So
Yeah,
where you got to make a decision here, sweetie. That's it.
He made
yeah.
it for her. She just ain't accepted it yet.
She
Why
said,
the hell would I tell you we on the phone? You girl, you should have. How the hell she even know how he got these text messages on her phone? He's showing them to you so you can fucking step off. He wants you to go ahead and do the legwork. Come on, man. Come on, read the writing on the wall, man. This dude don't want you.
okay, so she responded again. She says she stopped calling me mom after she got back from visiting her biological family. I always would call her my daughter. They didn't want her calling me mom. I'm trying to just deal with fiance. Stepdaughter is causing, well, she said SD, which is stepdaughter. SD is causing issues by doing things from afar. Her bio family says same thing about her. It's not just me. They said she lies and instigates, and that's why she's on bad terms with her biological mom. Got her mom in a fight with a woman at an apartment. I left, not him. I moved out. He says he wants to fight for his family. He want to make it work. Victor is missing a crucial point. I'm not pursuing his daughter. She is doing things to us. I'm in my home minding my own business. No, I don't think SD messed with my car, but I believe she had someone to do it. Thank you all for your input, criticism, and probes. I'm listening. I understand Victor don't know me personally, but I'm honest to a fault.
I appreciate her responding back, and I went through that. That's why when she said that the kid went over there and then came back and didn't call her mom, I went through that, but I did it differently. When the stepdaughter father came home, we had a discussion. Me and her moms had a discussion because that child father was there. She was calling me dad. That wasn't the appropriate title for me at that time when now her father is home. So we figured out something called that father dad. And first I was stepdad. They took that title. We took that off the table because that wasn't cool. So I'm just saying I do understand what she's saying. I got to give her some credit here. I've been through some of this stuff, and you're dealing with a family that is saying certain things. Then it is what it is, and I appreciate her responding back.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say this. Um, I don't know if they live here or whatever they do, but there are rules in South Carolina
Excuse
that's
me.
saying that you can't just step in and take the position to have this child call you mom like that. The mother has a right to say that her child should not have to call you mom. Just like if you think it's not true, one thing I will say, look it up.
No, but why
It's
are you
in
making that
my
an issue? She didn't make that an issue about the girl didn't call her mom.
she she wrote it down in the thing. So it's to me it's got to be something.
Well, she
I
was
would
calling her mom, and then she went over there and said that they said not to call her mom, right? So Victor is right about that. I don't. What
No,
kind
I'm
of
saying
law
but
is?
that's not it. She was breaking down
look it up.
of why she didn't
Look it
call
up.
her daughter, I guess, because they asked her to stop calling her mom. So
As
she,
they should. As they should. She's not. Like, I get
well,
she
everybody,
shouldn't. She
everybody's not
shouldn't.
that petty. Some step kids love to call their stepmom mom. They'll give them another
And
name. If it's not mom, it's mommy or you know,
and
me.
sometimes
I
I
mean,
like and sometimes I like to dig in my nose at the stoplight. We can sometime all day long,
And
but
that's
you
what this
should
is
not be
about. We do
calling
this all
somebody.
the time.
But we should. I mean, I'm not gonna beat up on this child. That's I can't.
Well, I'm
I
not gonna
just
beat up
feel
on the
like
mother because, like I said, I see this too many times of the children always getting slapped on the wrist. There are some evil kids out there, point blank, period. This girl is 17. No, I'm not going to say that she did everything that this lady is saying, but I'm definitely not going to say that she did not do any of this stuff. This lady is not making this stuff up. Ain't no way. This child is to blame for some of this stuff. And I think the child is looking for attention from her dad. And if the dad isn't giving her that attention that she leaves, she's going to do everything in her power to get her, just like now she wanted that lady to leave the house. So she's very happy that the lady isn't living with her dad anymore. Come on, stop trying to put it all on this lady. No, that stepdaughter has a lot to do with this.
that's your opinion.
That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. So we wish her nothing but the best. Let's get into some of these comments.
I
Yeah,
wish the
well,
stepdaughter nothing but the best.
Victor, so far, that's the law. Well, from what I'm seeing, if the law, if the stepchild feels comfortable enough for calling the stepchild mom and dad nationwide, you can do that. I know I'm reading Jersey, but I'm going to South Carolina. But if they said that the law says that if the stepchild feels comfortable, they can call them mom. You can't make them call them, but go ahead. You want to read some of the comments? Go ahead.
But this is the thing. You men, y'all can have y'all point of view about, any topic on this show. But we're dealing with the lady and we're dealing with the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You all wouldn't understand from a woman's point of view. I'm telling you, I've seen this. I know somebody personally that is going through this same exact.
But Veronica, but the only reason I cut you off, but I agree with you. What are you saying?
No,
Us men. I agree with you. I've seen this.
I know, but let me make my point. I'm just saying. Well, I'll say Victor.
Okay.
Victor, you can make your point. Okay. But I'm telling you, from a woman's point of view, I know how a daughter can be when it comes to their dad. Like I said, I know someone personally that is going through this right now and going and reading back to those other posts from the other show. All of these women, and some men been commenting too now about how they're having problems with their stepkids and how the mother isn't doing what she's supposed to do. She let the stepchild talk back to them and do all kind of things. Okay, yes, it goes both ways. But listening to this letter that this lady wrote, the girl need counseling. Somebody said that in here that the child may need counseling. Yeah, because she's really dealing with something, and she could be thinking, and now she's not even talking to her biological mama. This daughter needs some type of help. I think she's feeling like she's not being loved.
She needed
how
a long
how
time
we know
ago.
she ain't talking to her biological mama because
The lady just said it.
So who's saying she? So we 100% jumping.
Victor, we're going by the letter like we always do. We go by what the people write. No. I'm going by what the lady wrote. She said,
and I'm telling you that letter full of shit.
Well, you may think that because you have not been through that situation.
You don't know that I have.
You can say that coming from a male perspective, but I'm telling you, a woman, a stepmother can catch hell behind stepchildren.
A step parent can catch hell. A step parent can catch hell.
Men and a mother with a son, it's almost the same thing.
And Bree, come on. Nobody's talking about.
But you don't know that. But we can't. You just downplay that we don't know about women, and now you want to downplay us talking about
no.
A man and what?
You not even know what comment I'm talking about. So Bree says, okay, so what if the child is evil? What is her dad supposed to do? Abandon his child? No. And what parent is going to abandon their child? No. I feel like this should have been taken care of a long time ago when the stepmom started, complaining about what the child was doing, the daddy should have sat down, talked to the child. Well, she said that he brought them all together and tried to have a conversation. I think that's what she said somewhere in the letter. But no, we're not saying that the dad's supposed to abandon the child. But this should have been nipped in the bud a long time ago. If things get handled at the beginning, then it wouldn't get so drawn out. But if you're going to let a child continue to act and disrespect their step parents, then yes, it's going to come to this point where this child is 17 now. Like what can you tell her? What can you tell her now at 17? It's
what should have been nipped in the bud? What should have been nipped in the bud?
The disrespect should have been nipped in the bud.
No, you should have left. You should have left.
No, I should have left. I'm not going to leave my house with my 3 kids that I have from him as well. Why should I leave? No,
the
he
girl
should have
was
put
forward.
his foot down as a father.
She was forward. No, they ain't put no foot down. If you don't like how
it's not saying that the disrespect started at 4. She didn't say the disrespect started
and the 12-year-old wasn't born yet. The 12-year-old wasn't born yet. So you should have left.
I think that there should have been. I think there should have been some counseling there. That's why because Veronica has brought up some of these examples, I have to agree with her because I've seen this. I've seen a kid with their moms get their way, and then when they come with their father and stepmother, there's more order or structure. Then that child rebels because they don't like that lifestyle. And so I do say that. Veronica, one question. I got the godmother, the mother. Is that his mother or the mother's mother? Did she indicate that?
The godmother, not the grandmother. The godmother.
Just the godmother. So the godmother's friends with the mother. Okay, I got it. Okay, I knew that part. Okay,
so y'all ain't never seen where a stepmother. So I guess the stepmother in no situation on earth has been manipulating the father to go against his child.
I'm not saying that. That's not because happening.
Y'all sit here.
But you keep saying the letter. You
about how the child has manipulated the parent.
But you discard the whole letter and say it's full of shit. So when you said that, you're not saying, well, I can see where you're not saying, well, the child could be a problem too. You're basically saying the woman, since the beginning of the show, you're blaming the woman. You said the woman is playing victim. So at the end of the day, I have to disagree with you because this child could be a problem too. Yeah. I'm not saying that this woman is perfect, but I'm not going to sit here and say that the child is that you just going to discard and put everything on the woman and don't feel like this child has brought chaos to this damn relationship too.
So
that's the BS. Just because she's a child don't mean that she's not
exactly. That means she can't bring BS there.
Don't mean she's right. Just because
and that's true.
Right.
But we're not saying that.
There's some shitty step parents out there. Let's just put that out
there.
It is. Every step parent is not a damn angel.
Mm-hmm. I said that.
Just because you're a step parent or you're an adult, don't make you right over a child. Because 10 out of, like Tim said, 10 out of 10 times I'm gonna pick my damn child over my relationship. You damn right I will.
I have a question for
even when you know that the child is disrespecting, even though when you know that the child's disrespecting who you with, you still you're not gonna listen to what I'm saying. So you're not gonna say anything to your child knowing that this child is disrespecting somebody that you love, that you're supposed to love. You're not gonna say anything to that child. You're gonna just let them be disrespectful, right?
I just told you. Every single time I'm going to pick my child. Well, I don't see you can give me 1,000 scenarios.
You're wrong.
So, but that's good parenting though.
You're wrong.
So you're gonna allow your kids to disrespect an adult.
You're wrong.
Hold up. Because I'm not fucking wrong when it comes to my kids.
You said if your child, you're gonna pick your child every time, even if they're wrong.
Listen to what I just said. I know my kids. I'm talking about my kids.
Okay.
I will always choose my kids over any fucking relationship. It's that's just it.
That's you.
And there is no right or wrong. That's my decision.
You don't let a child disrespect an adult. I'm sorry. And not saying that you're picking someone over your children. that you okay with
Some
somebody?
adults need
You
to be
okay with your
disrespected.
child? You okay with your child disrespecting someone?
Some adults need to be disrespected,
But
and I agree with that.
And you, but you,
I don't care how you
I don't
look
even want
at
to
it.
go there. I just ain't
Some
getting into
adults,
that.
you gonna sit here and tell me if my child is doing something and you being disrespectful to my child,
that ain't
and
what
my
we do.
child, for whatever reason, say something to you,
I'm
I
not.
supposed to side with you because my
No.
child, man, hell no.
Well, I
And
told
I'm
I
not
brought
saying,
that.
I'm saying if this adult isn't doing anything, but the child is, she's a little jealous or whatever of the relationship that her father have, you're okay with that? Okay.
You
So
talking
the
about my
lady,
kids now?
the lady,
I'm just lost on this, Victor. I'm sorry, but and then you gonna say, well, Fatine, you giving another example, but you told me that if you was right and your mom's was wrong, you not gonna go against your mom's because that's my mom. So how the hell do you elevate your children that are children over an adult if your children are wrong? If they are wrong, but you keep saying, I know my children. So you're saying that your children is always right. Your children can do no wrong.
At the end of the day, I'm not gonna react about what somebody told me, especially when it comes to my kids. Nobody can't come to me and tell me that my child did something fucked up. You can't tell me that. You can't.
And what happens if you find out they did do something effed up? Then what does that take? What does that do to you?
If you let me fly the plane like how you like to take off and never land, let me get my flowers right now. When it comes to my kids do shit at their mother's house all the time. That is none of my damn business. If she sit here and she tell me Vic, Adriana, or Kaylin did this, this, and this, that's over there with you. I didn't see it. I, at the end of the day, still have to be a parent and play. I'm not going to be the executioner every single time because that's the damn relationship you want me to have with my child. No, we're not doing that. If my child showed out over there, then you handle that. But if you sitting here bringing me some information and you telling me my child did this, this, and this, hell, I ain't see that.
So you become a part-time parent. What kind of, how do you become a part-time parent? Because
Who
even
said
though
I was
y'all
part-time?
because you just said, if my child, that's your child is your child 365 days of the year, 24 hours a day. She says that the child did something wrong at her house. You're the father. You can't discipline your child because she told you that your child did something wrong. You have a problem doing that because she didn't discipline him?
So how am I part-time? So technically, if she's calling me to come over there and discipline my child, then she is a part-time parent and I'm full-time. If you listen, Fatine,
I didn't say she called you over there. I said she tells you, like when you come to pick them up, she said, yo, Adriana did something wrong today. You wouldn't have a conversation with your daughter.
So let me explain something to you, bro. I don't know if you ever been through this situation. When you start splitting custody with kids, you don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. I may have a conversation with her. I may not. But that's my decision. I'm not going to sit here and chastise my child based on what somebody else said. It don't matter who it is. I may press into it and I may not. But at the end of the day, I'm a father 365. My child called me right now. This podcast over and I'm going down the street to see what's going on. But if they mama called me and saying you need to come talk to her, I'm going to ask her about what? Well, she did this, this, and this. Okay, what did you do? Because that's your house. Run your house. I can't run two houses. If that's the case, you need to move your ass over here then, and then I can run all of y'all at the same time. Come on, bro. Hell no. I'm not going down the street to run nobody else's house. If you want to be a parent, be a parent. 365 days out the year.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm handling mine regardless. So that's all to it.
She responded. a few times as
And I
we
had a
were.
question for her. If she had this out, Veronica, so she could respond. If she had a chance to do this over again, what would she do differently when she got together and the 4-year-old was a stepdaughter came in the house? Would she handle it differently? Would she remain in the relationship? Would she handle the child differently? If she could respond to that. Go ahead. What did she respond to, Veronica?
She responded a lot. So bear with me if I can get to the thread that um, I never said he left! Exclamation mark. He is biased. He gotta listen. Talking about you, Victor. He is biased. He gotta listen. I said we broke up. Why he think he left me? I left. She started calling me mom. Her bio mom was in and out of jail. Unfit. That's why she got custody. That's why he got custody. I'm
There you
supposed to
go.
tell her not to call me mom. Her dad didn't have an issue with it. I'm supposed to build on the relationship. Her bio mom probably called her 5 times in 7 years.
Mm.
Also, I wasn't trying to put me on a pedestal when I mentioned Section 8 and a degree. I brought that up because his family was trying to treat me less than and being condescending. I
Got
just
it.
wanted to make a point that they were upset because they are used to being able to treat people less than, and they couldn't do that to me.
Got it.
Again, another one. My 12-year-old was born 9 September 2010. SD came to live with us 3 months later in December 2010. Godmom was raising her before we got her. I have never manipulated or lied on the child. I was a stepchild. I know the feeling of not being wanted. I wouldn't do that. I did my due diligence to correct her bad behavior, and it made her dislike me. The SD has been caught in lies playing on my phone. Is Victor saying dad shouldn't discipline that?
Mm. She explained it better now. And Tracy White wrote, and Tracy said, well, there you go. Explains everything, why that child acts like that. And that's why I said we didn't know that. And I told y'all that I've seen that. That's why I agree with Veronica. I've seen that. And now we see the in and out of jail and this, that, and the other, and the mother's not fit, and that's how he won custody. There's a different kind of relationship. This girl seems like she got away with certain things over at one house, and over at this house, there was more rules and regulations, and she didn't like that. That's why I said I can't beat her up. I just can't beat that mom. I can't beat that woman up. I just can't. At the end of the day.
Victor, would you like to answer her?
To her question with what? What part does she want me to respond to?
The last she asked a question, and she just responded back to you, Fatine.
What did she say? If she had a chance to do something, if she had a chance to do it over again, how would she roll? How would she move?
Yeah, what I would do differently? Question mark.
Yes.
Oh, well, to your question, Victor, she said, is Victor saying dad shouldn't discipline that?
Yeah,
should discipline her. What?
The SD has been caught in lies playing on my phone. Is Victor saying dad shouldn't discipline that?
What does she want this? What does she want the dad to do?
To discipline her.
What do you like when it? See, it's real funny when it comes to discipline. What do you want him to do? What do you want?
To deal with him, to deal with that child, to sit that child down and show that you cannot continue to do this. And if you're doing this and you can't be disrespectful. And if you continue to do this, there will be repercussions from it. If it's a back whipping or if it's punishment or whatever it is, there needs to be repercussions. That's disciplining. You can't let a child just. I'm done with it.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm tell you this.
I'm glad my girls ain't go through that.
I haven't either. I don't cut ass. I've never had to, and hopefully I never will. There's multiple ways you can deal with a kid when they're being unruly, and fucking cutting ass should be the. It's not even in my arsenal of things. You can be real creative when it comes to getting your point across, ma'am. I know this. You saying this girl is playing in your phone, and I'm trying not to make excuses, but there's a reason why we have passcodes on our phone to prevent anybody from playing with your shit. I'm not saying this girl shouldn't have grabbed your phone, and I swear to God, I'm not making excuses. But sometimes you have to protect yourself from other people. So if this girl is playing on your phone and she's done it more than once, yes, her daddy probably should say something. But as a father, I'm gonna have to see my child actually doing it. I just ain't gonna go off the fact that you just said she did that unless she admitted it to me. Nah, we ain't doing that because we all know all adults don't tell the truth, especially when it comes to kids. Because I've seen that. I've personally seen that.
And I can agree with you, Victor, that there are some parents that'll manipulate and will lie. But like you spoke for yourself, I mean, but they're the upstanding ones. We can't. Yeah, you're right. But the upstanding ones, I just don't see. Some upstanding parents just sitting there lying on a child. I'm just not going to lie on a child. I'm not going to lie on a child
all the fucking time, bro.
I'm not a teacher. I'm a parent. And I'm a parent. I ain't a teacher.
Teachers do it all the time. You bring the child into school, they tell you all this crazy shit your child doing, and they doing this, doing that. Teachers hold grudges too. Adults hold grudges against kids. And who's to say the 12 and the 7-year-old ain't doing this shit? We don't know. Unless you physically seen this girl doing that. Stop putting it. Just because your damn car, somebody took the oil plug out. The way you wrote the letter and shit, there's probably 1,000 people that's would play with your damn car. Stop putting everything on that little girl.
She did not say that. Did you not hear
all the cameras at?
She said she's not saying the stepdaughter did that to her car.
But she said she felt that she had possibly got someone to do that to the car. And you did, yeah, what you mean? What's oh God, I'm ready. Is it 10 o'clock? Shit. What's wrong with you at 17? At 12, kids are getting other people to do things like that. What are you talking about?
Take the
17? Shit, you damn near grown at 17.
All right. So to answer your question, Fatim,
yes,
what I would do differently, I would speak up more and stop letting things slide with his family. Okay. I was being passive, didn't want to disrespect his family. I created a waiver. It got out of hand. That's where I'm to blame, not speaking up.
I appreciate it. And the good reason why, and first of all, sister, thank you for responding. And now I'm getting a better picture of the conversation because right there in that explanation, you say what your fault is. You saw what it is, you say what your fault was, and if you could do it over differently, you would do it differently. And that's a way of looking at and being accountable at the end of the day. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you discussing and responding back to all of us here on the show. So I appreciate that.
That's why I say I feel like if things would have kind of got nipped in the bud at the beginning, when all of this first started happening, it wouldn't, I don't think it would be as bad because, they would know that the dad is serious and he wasn't going to tolerate any other foolishness coming from either end. So I just wish that he would have stepped up and did something more about the entire situation beforehand. So
I'm gonna tell you all another thing. Being a stepfather, I had to not only prove myself to that young lady that became my wife, I had to prove myself to her sister. I had to prove myself to her mother, even though they wasn't in our life, in our house. They put a lot in because that father wasn't there and that father's family wasn't there. So I didn't have a problem proving myself to my wife, and I didn't have a problem proving myself to my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law because they had to gain that trust. At the end of the day, I did not have that problem because when I gained that trust, they didn't overstep their bounds and I didn't overstep my bounds. And that's the way I think communication is supposed to go.
So let's see. Let me see. Let me go back up to Tim, because I wanted to get to Tim and Tracy and Patricia's comment. Tim said, Ruffatine, you can't see she is unstable and wants sympathy for the issues she's causing. She is trying to get him to turn on his own daughter instead of trying to create a time for her and his daughter to go out together. Or how is she creating that problem?
Tim,
How?
sorry, Tim.
I didn't get any of this from this letter.
I totally disagree with Tim.
I didn't see
Totally
any of that
disagree
from this letter.
Thank you.
Tim, what are you?
Comment,
And I'm not going to read this 20-page letter over again, but clearly you missed it.
Damn right, he damn
we
missed
didn't
it.
miss anything.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
I'm
did.
normally with you, but I don't know what you missed.
Yeah.
So Tracy says, get the teen some counseling. Stepmom, you've been the strongest person in her life. Y'all go to counseling together. Stepmom and stepdaughter, don't give up on her. Ain't nobody parenting the child but you. And sometimes those be the ones that get shitted on.
You got shit down.
The ones that are stepping up and doing what they're supposed to do. She said that the biological mom in and out of jail. So this lady is really the only, besides her godmother, is the only mother figure that she actually knows, because she said that the godmother was raising her before she moved in with her and her dad. She could have been with the dad if the biological mom didn't tell her that someone else was her dad. So Patricia says dad probably feels guilty because he was not there for the first years of the child's life.
And that's true. And that's true. And that's why sometimes a father or a parent that is absent for a certain amount of time to get a child, they're going to be more lenient, let them get away with things. I agree with you, Patricia. Sometimes that happens. That's correct.
So I don't understand. Am I missing something? Maybe I got to read a 20-page letter over. So John says, honestly, the dad can't do much discipline because he's been in and out of his own daughter's life. He hasn't been a stable father. So basically, he's not disciplined. How he going to pass it on to his child? When has he been in and out of the child's life?
The mother had custody.
Since 4.
Right. The mother had custody, John. You hear Victor. Again, we don't know if she's down here, but like Victor said, majority of the times the woman gets custody. So she had custody. She lost custody, and the child came to live with his father at 4. That don't mean that it was
custody was given to the father.
Was given to the father because she wasn't a fit parent. That's what she said.
We don't know that.
She said she was in and out of jail. She said that. Yeah, yes, it do. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If you in and out of jail, how does it make you a fit parent and you can't take care of your damn child while you're in jail? That don't make you no damn fit parent.
I don't know. Martha Stewart, a billionaire, she did fair.
Yeah, she went to jail when her kids. She had kids
before she went to jail.
Kids were grown.
I'm just saying, jail don't make you unfit.
If you got a 4-year-old and you in and out of jail, it makes you a damn unfit parent. You're doing something that you are not responsible. Damn right.
Wait a minute. We had a brother on the show that turned his life around.
He turned his life around, and he took accountability for when he effed up.
Okay, then. So jail don't make you unfit?
Unfit at the time. At the time. You can always... Remember, we all can fall down and get up and brush ourselves off and do right and get better. I'm not saying the woman's an unfit parent today. I'm saying at the time when that child came over, at that particular time, that mother was an unfit parent.
Can we put Bree comment up there, please?
Put it up there.
Where's she?
My girl, Bree. Appreciate it. It's at the bottom.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't understand how adults hold grudges against children, but I know they do because she's a teacher as well. I've witnessed it and even had someone try that shit with my own, and it happens.
And we do, and I agree. It does happen. We
we
go both ways. You're the one that's all the way on one side, Victor.
You're on one side. You're the one
I don't go both ways.
We ain't talking about both ways in sexuality, bro.
Who said anything about sexuality?
Oh, I just want to know you be funny sometimes.
I mean, because adults are petty as well. Some
adults they are the pettiest. And the thing is, every child, when they do something, it's all about the perspective. Because we are adults, a child can be doing something so innocent and you will take it there like, oh, you was doing that. Your car got fucked up. Oh, I know, I got a feeling she did. Damn, ain't nobody worrying about you.
How do you know that?
But I don't know that. So we gonna sit here and crucify this child with no evidence?
And we didn't
But
say that.
you're gonna beat up on the mother though.
Right.
We are disproving the prosecution case because this girl still needs to have a defense. So if we having a court right here, that she's presenting all the evidence with no proof. Reasonable doubt, man.
Well,
Hell
that's
no.
what happens when somebody writes us a letter. They write, and this woman was responsible to respond to most of our comments or questions that we put out there. At least she was responsible.
I'm not saying this lady is lying. What I'm saying is, I don't believe everything that she's saying because I just say I don't believe it. I ain't saying she lying. I don't believe it.
You said the letter was full of shit.
Wrong. I've been wrong more than 51% of my life. I could be damn wrong, and it's okay. All I'm saying is that she needs to take some accountability for that. Just like if you have a bad foot and it's infected, what do? You cut that shit off. You don't keep going for treatment. The easiest thing to do is fucking leave.
Oh, that's the easiest.
Yes.
It's so easy.
Because this girl,
it's so easy.
She left. She already left.
It's so easy.
I left him. I got me and my kids are over here. Then leave that man alone. Leave him alone. Because he ain't gonna choose you over his daughter. Ma'am, leave. Find you somebody that's gonna love you that ain't got no kids. Or his kids will respect you.
So she said,
because there's plenty of men out there that'll do that. And there's plenty of kids out there that'll do that too.
Well, that ain't what you said in the comments earlier. You said she full of shit and ain't nobody gonna deal with her.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yes, you did. Yeah, damn right.
I did. And I'm going to stand on that. But like I said, I've been wrong more than 51% of my life.
Okay. We know that. That's why we ain't siding with Joe.
So
you could
put Tim.
Well, let her respond.
Wait a minute. She responded. She says, OMG, never want to turn him against his daughter. I used to find father/daughter dances and tell him to take her. We was young. He wasn't spending time with her. I encouraged it. Never wanted to stop him from spending time with her. And yes, he does feel guilty. As answering Patricia's question, he does feel guilty. She says, bio mom didn't have custody. She was in jail, so her aunt got SD when she was a baby. Aunt gave baby to her friend, which would be the godmother, I'm guessing. That friend is the godmom, yes. So when dad got custody, she was technically a ward of the state because godmom never filed correct paperwork.
Her mother was unfit, and that's all to it. And it's not about the mother, but it is about the mother too. It's an unfit mother.
So Tim says, if my child did it, prove it, laughy face. If it's a random person you telling me about, okay, but my child, no ma'am.
You see what Tyrone Edge say?
Okay, if my child did it, prove it.
Prove it.
I'm just saying that the only person you can control is yourself. So how is stepmom handling herself in this situation? Stepmom, if you would like to answer that question. How are you handling yourself in this situation? I guess that's kind of what Fatine kind of asked. How would she handle? Isn't that kind of in the same
light? That if she had a chance to deal with it, and she put some accountability on there, said she would deal with it a little differently. She would have did this, and she said she made, like she mentioned, she made some mistakes, and that's the accountability. We all can look back and say, I didn't handle this situation right, but that don't mean we ain't catch hell as through the process. At the end of the day.
So Demetrius says, first of all, if you are willing to have someone in the presence of your child, you had to find them trustworthy to even be around them as far as a relationship. So why would you not trust enough to investigate if it was a possibility that your child could have done something wrong?
Demetrius always comes with logic, and that's right there. If you pick
Oh
somebody in
Lord.
your life, you should. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That Victor is right when you can say adults can lie, but if you pick people in your life and you trust them and you know how they are, then at the end of the day, you know you got to take the benefit of the doubt and investigate. That's what she said. At least investigate to see what's going on. Yeah, you investigate. If somebody says something that I did something, my father didn't. If Miss Mo up the block said I did something, my parents came and sat down with me and they investigated. They investigated. I told my parents a lie. I told them I was at my friend Troy's house. I lost a raffle ticket. I was at Tavina's house. My father went to investigate. And if he'd have got up to Troy House, that's my ass because I lied. But he found that raffle ticket in the street. So he never got there. He just recovered the raffle ticket. I lied. I was a kid, but I lied. And my father knew me, but I lied.
That's what kids do. That's what
So
adults do.
That's what we're
That's
saying.
what people do.
And that's
They
what
lie.
now you're changing it now. But that's what kids do too. So she should the father
what
should
adults do, too.
investigate. And investigate both.
man.
But investigate both.
Why?
Why
Some
not
shit ain't
investigate?
even worth investigate.
Man, you ain't know what. If my significant other, wife, whatever, tells me that my child did something, I'm going to investigate. And if my child did something wrong, there's repercussions for that. That's the bottom line. That's the laws in my house. In our house. Not my house, our house.
So Cheryl says, if she encourages him to see his daughter, she's not that bad. Sometimes some stepmothers don't encourage her man to spend time with his kids. Some stepmom wants all the attention for her and her kids.
Right.
So Bree says, so again, he hasn't established a relationship with the daughter to create appropriate boundaries. The child respects no one, and because no one has earned her respect, he wasn't there. He's catching his hell, and if she is staying, so will she. So deal with it or leave.
That's right. No boundaries have been set. And the father should have definitely set those boundaries. And by his example, gives more respect to the stepmoms because he set those boundaries. And all she is doing is just coming behind and reinforcing those boundaries. That's it. Bottom line.
So answering, who was that? Tyrone asked the question, how is she handling herself in this situation? So she responded, and I appreciate her because she is on point. So tonight she's like, so she says, I handle myself now by staying home with my kids and working 4 jobs. I don't have time to pick at that child. And
But she got time to write a letter.
But she's carrying on drama, picking and thinking it's funny to instigate adults into fights. But as far as to how I would handle it back then, I speak up more.
Okay. So sister,
she got
you know
4 jobs.
4 jobs. I got 3.
How the hell did this girl got time to mess with you? How you got time?
She not there now. She's not there now.
Wait a minute. If you got 4 jobs, how she fit? Because you ain't home.
This the same way you got time to get 2 minutes in the bedroom. She got time.
And with your kids. And work. You can find time. This woman is risk. Yeah, this woman. Let me. I'm gonna go now.
Everybody make time for what they want to make time for.
Exactly. Sister. My thing is, I like what you said. Now, you're spending time with yourself. You self-reflect. You look in the mirror, see where you went wrong, see the mistakes in your life, and the only thing you can do is you can't wallow in them. You only can move forward and get better, and try not to make those same mistakes. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to be a mother to your children, and you have to do that. Hopefully you will have some type of relationship with their father, that he has a relationship with his children. And if you and him are not in a relationship, so be it. But hopefully that he will be a better father to them than he was to her. And hopefully at 17 that he can rekindle his relationship with his daughter, that he can be a father to all his children. But you have to do what's best for you, my sister. Live your life and live your life to the fullest, my sister. Go ahead. I'm done.
So let me get to Shanetta, and I think Patricia.
So I wrapped up too early. You said let's wrap it up.
Yeah, but I was just saying because so Shanetta says, I work in a school district for 18 years. A lot of parents like Victor believe their children do no wrong. Trust me, kids do plenty. You'll be surprised. Kids need discipline and need to be taught the difference between right and wrong. Patricia says she just needs to move on because this will always be an issue in their relationship.
That's the advice I gave her just now.
Barbara says, you said a mouthful. People make time for what's important to them. Exactly. Bree says, wow, so the host being immature now, as always. Low blow, Veronica. Tim says she didn't, but it I ain't even gonna touch that. Tim says she said she didn't have time for that child that says it all. She really don't care.
What? She didn't. She said she didn't have time for that child. That says it all. She really don't care. That's bull. I don't know where Tim. Where's Tim? What's Tim watching tonight? You watching the state? You watching President Biden's State of the Union?
Cheryl
No,
said,
because I don't know what the hell y'all watching. Me and Tim on
Cheryl
the
said,
same page.
I
And,
wouldn't.
and, and y'all are by yourself.
Y'all
And y'all on a cocoon on the island by yourself.
Three, including Bree. Cheryl says, I wouldn't deal with a man who didn't teach his child to respect others. Closing remarks.
I gave mine just.
Ma'am, your main op in life right now is a 17-year-old. You need to reevaluate it. That's you giving so much energy to this 17-year-old child that you don't like her. And it's okay. It's okay not to like a child. Just leave her alone. Don't just leave her alone and leave him alone. That's it.
I can give you that one. You get one.
Well, I feel like there's a lot that is that's going on here. And first of all, thank you for writing your letter. Thank you for watching tonight and commenting and we asked the questions. Thank you so much for getting back with us in such a timely fashion. We appreciate that.
Yes.
I wish nothing but the best for you, your stepdaughter, your husband, the entire family, because
boyfriend.
It's sad when you see families go through this, especially when children are involved. It's sad because the kids, they see it. The stepdaughter, 17, your other kids, 12, 7. The 2-year-old may not. I mean, she don't really understand, but trust and believe that 7-year-old is catching on. The 12-year-old definitely see what is going on. I just wish you guys nothing but the best, because that got to be a hurtful feeling for you, and to everyone involved, I should say. But because you wrote the letter, the daughter came into your life at the age of 4. She's now 17. I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping that you had good intentions when this daughter moved in. You say that you was a stepchild yourself, so you knew how it felt to feel like you're not being wanted. So I do believe that when someone goes through a situation, they try to do better than not having, that, putting that hurt, that feeling that you had been through what they went through. You know better. Some people. But I do feel like that you try to do your best when it comes to your stepdaughter. I just feel like your stepdaughter has a lot of issues going on. She's feeling like she's not loved. She felt like her dad was not there for her, and she's trying to find love by doing things and trying to get attention from other people. And yeah, she may have, drawn the godmother and whoever else you said in her favor by saying, you call it lies or whatever. I can't believe, I'm not going to say that you've been lying through this letter, because like I said, I know someone that's going through this same situation now personally. In a previous show, once again, I've seen the comments coming through where um people, I think we had like over 4,000 comments from that show, and they're still coming in. You can actually, you can go to our YouTube page and search for the show that we had on stepchildren, and you will be amazed how many comments are coming, still coming through to this day, since 2019, about parents dealing with stepkids. I actually had this one girl I used to work, we used to work with at the radio station. She moved to Nevada, and I'm talking about years ago. And she said she typed in stepchildren on YouTube, and she said my podcast was the first thing that popped up. And she said she clicked on it because she was like, wait, the girl looked familiar. And she clicked on it, and it was me. And she inboxed me. She inboxed me on my Facebook page, and she was like, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I saw you. You wouldn't believe how I found you, blah, blah, blah. And it was because of that step. She been going through it with her stepdaughter. And she was going to YouTube to try to get some advice from other step parents, and the video popped up. So I'm telling you, that was one of our famous, besides the Orlando Hudson podcast, that was another one of our famous podcasts about stepchildren. So when you get a moment, go to YouTube and look up on our Tangy T page, and you will see that podcast as well. It was a long day. It was 2019. It was like one of our very first, not first podcast, but anywho, I just wish y'all nothing but the best. Like I said, hate to see any families going through it, especially when it's dealing with children. Um, Someone mentioned counseling. It may do all of you all some good to go to family counseling, and see if that can hurt. It hopefully that will help.
Yeah.
But thank you again for your email letter. We appreciate it so much.
One thing, Veronica, I just want to say, that has nothing just to her, but to everybody. I'm glad there's a lot of teachers on here tonight, because a lot of teachers that make comments, they see a lot. They see a lot with parents. Some parents, have challenges and issues, and just like children have challenges and issues. But I do agree that you should investigate, and you should look into certain things, because there's sometimes children that are acting out, or people that are acting out because they need assistance and they need help. And with so much suicide on the rise, I just think that even though we're not talking about that tonight, that people go through challenges, children go through challenges in life. And I see Victor looking with a serious face, but I'm just making just my statement that sometimes people are crying out for help. So if you feel that someone is crying out for help, you try to help them without overstepping your bounds. But there are people out there that is looking out for help. If you can look in the news and see a mother just strangle her kids, and you could just see a 6-year-old shooting a teacher in school, there's issues out there. And if we sit here and think that they're not, then I'm not trying to save the world, but there are signs out there that this is a tough world, and some people need help out here. So that's my words.
And to one more thought. I don't like ending the show on some sad shit. Valentine's Day is coming up. There's somebody out there that likes who you are. And I'm speaking to everybody. If you don't have a Valentine, you know what I'm saying? Get you a little tablet or something and get on Pornhub and rub one out. And all minds and hearts are clear. Just let it go. Maybe this lady, that's what she need to do. Rub one out, and then it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I see your boy John said something about Valentine's Day. Final thoughts. If your man phone goes straight to voicemail on the 14th, he wasn't in jail. You're the side piece. You know what time?
Valentine's Day is the day of love. It's February. Hey, man. Just one big happy family, man. We all just
You know what,
everything
Timo?
ain't always sad. Always try to look at the positive out of every situation. If you lost your house, guess what? You ain't got to pay no bills no more. Look at the positive. You got to look at the positive sometimes.
Can I go get me a Heineken? I'm done. Could we say good night? Like I said, my buenas noches. He
Yes,
just put more his foot and more in his mouth the more he talked.
the lady
Sometimes,
that wrote the letter, she says, thank you all. I appreciate it.
thank you, my sister, for writing a thesis. But the bottom line is you responded, so thank you.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all for watching. Um, if you would like to send in an email letter or if you have a topic suggestion, please
Okay.
email us tangyteaoflife@gmail.com, or you can leave a message right here on the Tangy Tea inbox. I'm the only one that get the messages. You're definitely going to stay anonymous. Um, we wish this lady once again nothing but the best. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your comments. And we appreciate y'all every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. right here, Facebook and also on YouTube. We are live. Have a great night, guys. Be safe. Have a great weekend.
And a great birthday for me and a Super Bowl. That's
Yes,
it.
Patine. Yes. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday.
to
Happy
Patine.
There
birthday.
you go. Thank you
Birthday
again,
is
Victor.
Sunday.
Yep, and
My
had a good
mom's
time.
birthday.
Your mom's
My
birthday is
mom's
when?
birthday is Thursday.
Oh, happy birthday,
Yeah,
Mama
Divine.
Veronica.
And my
Yeah.
daughter's birthday is Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
happy birthday. There you go.
Yeah, so we'll be
And
doing a lot of celebrating this weekend. The
there
the
you
big
go.
game is coming up this weekend. So
I'm trying to do a lot of humping this weekend.
good night.
Buenas noches.